Welcome to the Archotechs, a RimWorld fluid ideology series about pursuing the Archonexus. Episode 8, Stormcaller. To briefly recap last episode, we unlocked the research for Fabrication Bench. The Fabrication Bench requires 2 advanced components, and I thought that the easiest, most reliable way to get that would be to going into Ancient Dangers, hoping that they have advanced components. So far, I have not gotten lucky and I haven't found any, but Bunny will be on her trip back here to try to get the other Ancient Danger open and to get all the artifacts laying around. Towards the end of last episode, we also had a raid and we managed to capture 4 prisoners. These 4 prisoners are going to eventually become nameless slaves because I don't want any of them. But the reason I'm going to enslave them is the effort it takes to convert them grants me development points to develop my ideology, and then enslaving them also grants development points. On top of all of that, I'm going to kick off immediately with a leader speech, hopefully yielding additional development points. So this episode's goal is to try to get the fabrication built, or as close to built as I can, and then also to maximize the number of development points that my ideology has. Some things that I might want to do is to set myself up with a way to deal with a high influx of slaves or prisoners. So I'm starting to get a lot of prisoners, and obviously prisoners become development points, or at least early on. So getting a large area, a barracks, let's say, for prisoners to be imprisoned and converted quickly and effectively would benefit us immensely. We have an encouraging leader speech, so our development points went from 1 to 2 of 12. Perfect. Another thing I'd like to do is to try to get Zleb's animal handling up a bit more. The reason being, now that we have the ritual to sacrifice animals, it would be good if someone actually was able to handle animals well, to be able to tame them for sacrifice. So you need an animal that is at least 0.8 size, meaning roughly the size of a person, or like a teenager. So obviously iguana cannot be sacrificed, they're too small. If you check, they have a body size of 0.4, they're about half the size required. Now, the gazelle here require too much animal handling. Zleb's at 5, they require 7. But even then, their body size, not big enough. Boomalopes are big enough, but the issue with boomalopes, when you kill them, they kind of explode. So they make for absolutely terrible sacrificing. Don't do it. Another thing I could try is to kick off a conversion ritual. So let me do that immediately. And these rituals are going to be a lot easier to do once I have additional participants. Oh, manhunting pack of squirrels. So this is coming on the other map tile, and these squirrels are actually going to help beat up the pikemen for me. So cool, I'm fine with that. We also have the Trado in the Camp quest that I have not yet accepted, but I am probably going to accept it for McKinnon, because McKinnon is a most excellent miner and would be a very good slave. Also, they have a passion in plants, so double the reason to recruit them. But I'm going to wait to accept that. And there we go, an effective conversion ritual. And we gain yet another development point. Gotten lucky so far. Now, I haven't gotten the masterful level for the 2 development points, but even just getting 1 development point is fine by me. Another thing I'd like to do now that I have the proper facilities is to start to put down nice armchairs for workbenches and for eating and the like. So that's another task to do. Bunny, here, what I'm going to do is these simple meals, now that I have so many mouths to feed, let me go ahead and set it up so that the slave that cooks makes these. So I can say instead of any worker, I can just say any slave. Any slave will cook these simple meals. And I'm going to cook up to 47 simple meals. And that way, Bunny only makes the fine meals that we eat. These slaves make the simple meals. And that division of labor will be nice. If you're wondering about this slave being around weapons, for whatever reason, weapons that are laying on the ground that are not in a stockpile or on shelves or whatever don't count against you, which is really, really nice. So if we check the slave interval, as you can see, weapon proximity isn't triggered. So we don't really have to worry about that, which is great. Tomorrow morning, Bunny is going to head over to this pikeman here that is a little scratched up due to the squirrels, but she's going to head down here or to this map tile and try to get some advanced components. So the fabrication bench staying the high priority that we want it to be. Oh, some psychoid leaves. That's pretty fortuitous. So psychoid leaves will make for really good tea, which can be used for mood modification. And if I have psychoid leaves coming, to cook these require a cooking skill of 2. I'm going to say any slave can make it, and when they make it, just drop it on the floor. This is also a really good way for Sven to train his social skill. As you can see, interacting with these prisoners doesn't do a lot of social skill, but it's a trickle. And it's a trickle in the right direction. And Bunny's doing it as well, but Bunny's about to head out to the Ancient Danger. So I'm going to have her consume a meal. Oh, I'm actually going to have her cook some fine meals before she goes, because we're very low on fine meals. And we're starting to get iguanas tamed. So one of the things I'm going to do with these iguanas, I'm going to immediately release them to the wild so that I can retame them for training skill. So if we take a look at the animal train here, as you can see, it goes up. And then whether we succeed or fail doesn't really matter. We can just immediately start training them again. We also have some rare Thrumbos, but yeah, they're on the wrong map tile. Can't really take advantage of that very easily. Okay, that's enough fine meals, so Bunny, let's get over to the other map tile. We'll take 3 meals and 1 med and head on out. She's not exactly the best doctor, but if she gets wounded, it would be useful if she's able to help herself. And it's a masterwork billiards table, which is great. That is fantastic for both recreation value. So this billiards table will build up will, I guess, fulfill our recreation at 182% power, compared to the horseshoe pin, which is just 100%. So you will gain dexterity recreation type at almost twice the speed using this billiards table. So then it's time to break down the old recreation types that were inefficient, replacing them with the new ones. And now Trustin is going to work on chairs for the various benches. And then once he's done with that, we'll do this bedroom here. Alright, Bunny's on our way out. And that quest, Trado, I still have a day and change, so I'm going to wait the maximum time. So she's arrived. First things first, we put her goods into a stockpile, and then have her queue up a caravan out of here again, where then we pick up the goods again. I know it seems odd, but trust me, it's the order of operations you want. And then figure out her exit point, which is east, the center east there. And now let's go destroy a pikeman. So here's an armchair. It's only good quality. Was hoping for a little bit better than that. That's all right. All right, Bunny is not going to be soloing to Thrumbo by herself. Thrumbo would obviously add a lot of colony value, but they're just too difficult to kill solo. All right, capped that pikeman real fast in the brain. And we have a tornado generator. I am going to shoot at this cryptosleep casket. So if cryptosleep caskets get damaged and people are in them, whether they're hostile or neutral, they'll pop out immediately. And here's Michael, who popped out immediately. Michael has components in gold and some flat clothing on him. Also, really good at plants. So what I'm going to do, right now Michael is behind cover. He's covered 50% by the casket, and I'm covered by the wall. I would rather flush Michael out of cover so that it's easier to kill him. Or to down arrow. Oh, it's a female. Luckily, she has a terrible skill of shooting, and probably has a pretty crummy revolver as well. So playing a little bit of cat and mouse. Michael also she has a bionic ear, which would be good to grab. Whoa. Oh, come on, Bunny. Chance to hit 36. That's 1 in a burst. And Michael's dead. Unfortunately, that bionic ear dies with her. I don't want a biocode revolver, but unfortunately for me, no advanced components in Michael's pockets. Let's check the other ancient danger. Ooh, and Trustin has made a masterwork chair. So the masterwork chair is going to be a great chair to have at the research bench for Sven's comfort. So this ancient danger has insects. As it gets darker, it's going to be harder and harder for Bunny to kill insects, as they don't slow down in the dark, but I do. But what I can do is hit the caskets, and the caskets have all hostile soldiers in it. So what I'm going to try to do is focus fire on one of these soldiers to try to take them out, but let's check them real quick. Gold components, gold, plasteel, gold, golden components, and plasteel. So this one has the most stuff. But as soon as the bugs are dead, these soldiers are going to come for me. So I'm not going to want to stick around too long. Alright, I'm already getting tagged, so I'm going to bail. She got tagged twice. That leg shot is pretty gruesome. One thing I could do is drop the tornado generator on them. risky, but given how injured I am, worth it, I would think. Because now all of these soldiers are real tooled up and aren't going to be able to follow me as effectively. Soto's covering some good ground, so I'm going to stop and fight Soto. I got a little greedy, and I probably should have quit while I was ahead. But Soto's dead. Now me versus Element. How fast is your movement speed, Element? You move at 3.5. I move at... Okay, I can't outrun them. So, might as well fight. So one way to... Okay, you probably don't move very fast anymore. Alright, Tornado has left the map. I think that was a good use of the Tornado, as I've killed many of them. Element here, I have no idea how she's vertical. But, Bunny's in a little bit of danger. I'm going to allow her to self-tend once I get a little clear of these soldiers. Now, one's high on Yayo, and the other have Crypto Sickness, so they're not going to be that hard to deal with, I don't think. So let's tell her that she can doctor and patch up that leg bleed as our blood loss is going up. Our Element is unconscious. Would be good if I could strip the marine armor off of her. Giggles is still closing. There, I probably don't have time to patch up that last injury before Giggles gets within range. Alright, Giggles is dead. And then Erickson is following. I'm going to have her tend again, because Erickson is not very healthy. I don't think I'm going to be able to strip Element before Element dies, though. But a combat shotgun is a very dangerous weapon to have them get too close to me, because it is very, very powerful. But it has a tiny range, so I should be fine. Or not. Let me keep moving. I'm not bleeding, and they're bleeding fatally, so I don't have a lot of worry. Bunny should be able to finish this off without incident. Just taking a while. Big risk. I took a big risk, but with big risk comes big rewards sometimes. And there we go. So we have a chain shotgun that is not biocoded. Most of the gear here is going to be tainted because, of course, they died with it. So I don't think that Bunny, because she's Bloodlust, could wear tainted armor without it being a problem. So I think I'm going to use this tainted armor here for Bunny. But it's marine armor, so the issue with marine armor is it lowers your movement speed. So it'd be good if I had recon armor. But beggars can't be choosers. So let me check if any of them have recon. Flak. I think a corpse here fully dissolved, because I'm missing another person. All right, what is my carry weight? I am at maximum carry weight, so I'm going to head home with Bunny. And I could always come back for the armors if I want. But I'm actually going to deem it not worth doing. I'd rather have Bunny be fast. So let's abandon this map tile, and we'll have to check a different age of danger a different time. Let's accept for McKinnon. And the bandit camp is really far away. Deep in some forested mountains. So, a little tricky to get to. I'm interested, but only if we have time. It's not so high priority that I stop what I'm doing and I march out that way. Alright, let's create a stockpile for the dye. And the masterwork chair will go to Sven. Sven, I'm going to allow you to construct briefly, because all you're doing is breaking down some stools and moving some furniture. And Bunny is home. What a tough cookie she is. Sven, helping to move some furniture. Oh, and there we go. An iguana to release to the wild. And then retame. How has your skill grown? You're about halfway to level 6. Cool. It's been worth it, I guess. Okay, so there's our chain shotgun. And the assault rifle. Let's see. I'm going to keep the weapons I have on me, but it's good to know that I have alternative weapons to use. And yet another wonderful armchair. Once we get a little bit more skilled in our shooting, I can change over from the heavy SMGs to the assault rifle. But I would say about 15 skill, and Bunny is the only one with 15 skill, but she has a charge rifle, which I would say is even better. So I'm going to have Bunny keep the charge rifle. Alright, how is the progress here? They're all very close to being converted. Cool. They're so close, in fact, that I am going to add a way for them to eat not on the floor, so that they don't have a crisis of faith or anything like that. And then it also might be a good idea for me to start working on slab beds, some additional slab beds. I don't have a lot of steel, but I'm going to make the slab beds out of steel anyway. Which means, if I don't have a lot of steel, yeah, we could haul it. So I might temporarily have Zleb stop doing the taming to help haul. Because sleeping on the floor makes them less happy, and then eating without a table makes them less happy, so we'll see about helping that along. No one could actually make the argument that these beds here would be better suited. So I'll actually move these beds in. These beds are better suited because until they convert to our ideology, they don't want to sleep on slab beds. There's a penalty for it. So I'm gonna remove 2 of the beds, and there we go. And then these 2 beds, these 2 slave beds, can actually go in there as well. And then for these slaves, I will set up these slab beds, because they prefer the slab beds anyway, because they have converted to our ideology. There. So now they're going to be a little bit happier, not sleeping on the floor and eating at a table. And then these slaves will get slab beds soon. I'll have Trustin do that as a higher priority. Ooh, we got Thrumbos coming here. Good. I'm definitely going to do some Thrumbo hunting. So 2 excellent slab beds. That's exactly what we're looking for. And let's see about the others. Good, I'll break it down, and excellent. So we'll keep this excellent one uninstalled. I keep hitting reinstall. Uninstalled so that we can set it up where we want it. In the new bedroom, I suspect. And now these guys here benefit from slab bed. Keeping slaves happy, definitely keep them easier to control. All right, come morning time, I will have my quartet hunt Thrumbo. Because we have 2 Thrumbo dusters, but we need a 3rd and a 4th. So that'll be really good. That will also be really good for colony wealth and the like. It's a slightly different color of white, apparently. So we'll set up for IDEO color. All right, it looks like it is hunt time. It's best to hunt the Thrumbo while they're sleeping so they don't aggro the whole group. And then what we're going to want to do is to stand at maximum distance. Which is maybe here. And get shooting. Alright, let's all split up in random directions. Thrumbo can only chase one of us. It seems to be chasing Bunny, maybe? Yep, it's chasing Bunny, so have Bunny keep running, kiting it while the others shoot. Making sure to stay within line of range and sight. 1 down, 1 to go. Once Bunny heals up full, what I'll probably end up doing is giving her the Insanity Lance that Sven's carrying. Just for protection when doing Ancient Dangers. And then go in to do some additional Ancient Dangers. Oh, and this one has a bad back, so it'll be easier to kite. Alright, split up. And that one's dead too. Now, unfortunately, Bunny is our... What is our prophet, our morale guide? So, she can't preach health to herself. Alright, Mr. Sven, let's have you drop the Insanity Lance. Another thing that I could do is to replace the old table with a new one. So, steel furniture, of course, can burn. So if I can move away from steel furniture over to stone furniture, we are less susceptible to fires. Also, because Trustin's a better... Oops, wrong button. Because Trustin's a better constructor now, the potential quality of these furnitures are going to be higher. So double the benefit. And then we could do the same. I need cloth chairs for those 2. And then 2 tables to replace them as well. Unfortunately, the quality isn't going up. But if you check, Beauty 1... Beauty 1, it's at least not going down. Okay, well, that's fine. I was hoping for better quality, but you don't always win. And this is more for regaining some of the steel that I had spent and just having furniture that, like I said, is not flammable. So we run a lower risk. Okay, Bunny's fully healed. So once she has made a few more fine meals, I'm going to have her head out for another tile for Ancient Dangers. And maybe butcher the Thrumbo while she's at it as well. Because that's a little time sensitive. I wouldn't want them to rot. That'd be a waste. So tomorrow morning, she'll venture out. Normal quality, that's a bummer. I was hoping for better. And then Trustin is going to be set up to do 2 more dusters out of Thrumbo. One for Zleb and one's for Sven. Sven's duster is camel hide, not Thrumbo. I'm also going to want to put the horns away. Oh, new lovers. Trustin and Zleb. Okay. Well, if that's the case, let's go ahead and get a slab double bed made immediately. And that is one less bedroom that I'm going to have to construct. If they stay together. Alright, I am out of steel, so let's haul that in. Just checking on their relationship. It's a little rocky at first because of the rebuffing and the like, but hopefully it will shore up with time. And it's only a good quality bed. Let me try for at least an excellent, so it's not a downgrade of sleeping speed. Oh boy. The game's like, yeah, nah. We'll punish you with a bunch of normal and good. Alright, well, Trustin is pulling an all-nighter in hopes to get a double bed. That also means that I'll have a bunch of additional slab beds for when these guys convert, which could be useful. Oh, Lord, come on, man. 0 for 3? Can you go 0 for 4? Set a record here, huh? There we go. So Trustin's old bed is going to be uninstalled. New bed installed. And we have Megasloth migrating, which make for very good meat and clothing. Oh, wrong direction. There we go. Trustin is led. And then this is an empty bedroom that can go to Bunny. Bringing Bunny out of the crafting room. And a successful conversion of Gegout. So Gegout, being fully converted, he is going to be enslaved next, which should be really easy because his will is very low. And then that also means setting up one of these slab beds as a slave bed for when he does convert. If I really wanted to min-max it, I would give him the slab bed now. But it's going to be so easy to convert him, I'm not that worried about that. Alright, unfortunately for Trustin, I cannot let him sleep. I do, in fact, want to get the Mega Sloth. Hopefully I won't aggro all of them. Nope, just the one. Good. Now, they're no Thrumbo, so they're definitely going to be easier to kill. The rest of these prisoners here are on the brink of conversion. And as you can see with the conversion, our development points went from 3 to 4. Alright, so they all got revenge now. One of the things to do about this is I could fall back to my turrets. Oh, you know what? They might be... Yeah, they're outrunning me. So if they're ever outrunning you, it's good to... Here, I'm going to throw a slave at them. It's good to spread the damage around to make them slower. I don't want to turn on the auto turrets because I'm a little worried about the auto turrets actually hitting me. Alright, this is fine. Little sketchy at first, but it will turn out fine. Alright, I guess Bunny is going to stick around a little while because we have some butchering to do here at home. Another thing that I just realized is Trustin needs to, once he's awake, to do a considerable amount of repair, because these turrets are broken and he hasn't repaired them yet. And this wind turbine just took a bunch of shots. Actually, it doesn't need to be him, it could be any constructor. So I could set Zleb up to do it, I guess, but she'd do it really slow. But that's fine, I'll have Zleb do it. And another conversion of Grief. Alright, set Grief up for Enslave. And Gegout is about to be enslaved. And then another thing that I'm going to want to do is to set up some quarters for them. Which, obviously, my current slave barracks cannot really handle anymore. So I'll set up another little cubby hole. This is all temporary, too. Alright, there are some Yorkies chasing... Alright, so the hunted Yorkie named Aladdin, she wants me to take care of, and she'll put 6 Lancers and 5 pike, or rather, 6 Lancers and 5 pikemen will attack me 3 times in the... How many days? 23 hours? Wow, that is a lot of enemies for a very short period of time. But 5 champions will be placed under my control, and I can have them die of no consequence. Yeah, I'll probably accept this, but I'm going to want to shore up my defenses first, because that is a lot of enemies coming. Because that will be about 33 pikemen and lancers. Definitely don't want to do that ill-prepared. So Trustin is going to need to make those dusters, and getting the things repaired even more important now. Bunny's probably not going to make it out to do Ancient Dangers today. I just don't see it in the cards, given the amount of prisoners that we have and the amount of time that I have left. And Houston has converted. This is looking up. Alright, so instead of Bunny going out, another thing that I could benefit from is for her to do some mining. I'm very low on steel again. What's shooting? Oh, yeah, the visitor went into the mech cluster. Who are these guys? Guess they were just travelers as well that got caught. Well, you can't fix stupid, so bye-bye, fur captain. And I'll set this as a bedroom up. For whomever joins. I would move Sven, but his research room is actually nicer than the bedroom, so there's no real need to switch him over. Another thing I'm probably going to want to do, given my ample amount of meat now, is I don't have potatoes anymore for fine meals, so setting the simple meals up to use meat, not veg. And then once it's warm enough... Oh, growing season is now. I'm going to force everybody to spend some time growing some potatoes. And I'll put potatoes in here as well. Thank you for watching Archotechs Episode 8, Stormcaller. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to chat about Archotechs or RimWorld in general, Rhadamant.com has a link to Discord, as does the video description, where you can chat with me in real time. Thank you so very much for watching, and thank you all of my Patreon patrons and Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel. Farewell.